myself, straight up. You know, I have a set goal to make a horsepower number, and that's where we at with it.
Yeah, swaps and stuff, rims big as monster trucks, wide harnesses, yeah, boy, we stock them up. Hit subscribe so you know you stay in the loop. Hit the bell, new videos coming soon. Yeah, swaps and stuff, rims big as monster trucks, wide harnesses, yeah, boy, we stock them up. Hit subscribe so you know you stay in the loop. Hit the bell, new videos coming soon.
Swaps and stuff.
What is happening, good people? Let's look at it. My sick little Cutlass 71 convertible. Man, it's bad. I don't even want to show it to y'all. On 26-inch dubs. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Dirty, 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 man. I think I gotta realize this. I've always wanted one of these cars. I was blessed enough to find one. This car sat outside for years before I got it. 26-inch dubs. My so-called, and boom, what are we gonna call it? I'm gonna call it the 600 horsepower build. 600. We're gonna call it the 600 horsepower build. Why are we calling it the 6? Well, what other number can we call it? We call it 500. We call it 400. We could call it 200. Either way. Why am I calling it the 6? It's a 6.0 LQ4, 706 heads, Pac 1218 springs, Borg Warner S475. This particular turbo I had made 787 with a different setup. But this is the turbo. 102 millimeter throttle body, sheet metal intake, high rise type. It's the higher style sheet metal intake. Water pump brought to you by Cortez RESTOMOD. I want to say that bracket. I think that bracket. Water pump, water bracket. Either way, my dog Cortez RESTOMOD definitely hooked us up on this build. What else do we have to do to finish this? What needs to be happening for this to finish this? Well, we got Terminator X on it. Yeah, Terminator X. I know nothing about Terminator X, so we do have it running. But what has to happen? The transmission's in it, which is a TH400 Hughes built transmission. It's got a 3400 stall converter in it, which is a little higher converter for what we need. But this is the actual transmission that was in the build with this high horsepower turbo. So I still have the transmission and the converter, which is trans brake, reverse pattern, 3-speed TH400. This should do something, y'all. I'm not sure. It should. With that, I'm gonna rewrap all that. I think I'm actually gonna redo the downpipe because it needs to be about 4 inches longer, and I don't like where it's at because of, say, here. See that? That is my fuel pressure regulator. So I'm a little iffy on that too. I mean, everything should, fuel pressure regulator should be over there, and I'm tempted to move all that over there for the sake of all this heat and all this. You know, if that line ever popped, it's gonna land on a hot exhaust, and I got a problem. Now, is this something I'm gonna drive every day? No, but I do got my intercooler in, weld-in bung for my intake temp sensor, air intake temp sensor. You know, there's not a whole lot needs to happen for me to drive this. My drive shaft, all that should work. You know what I mean? I went from a 4L80E is what was in here. Now, I forgot to tell you what was in this setup. What was in this blue? I call it the blue thing. 6.0, which is still the same 6.0. I removed the heads, which was 317s. Put on the 706s that had the pack 12 18s. Removed the stock cam and put in the style sloppy stage 2. We are using MLS head gaskets and reusing the head bolts. So, not advising y'all to try this, not advising anybody to do it, but that's the way I'm doing it. Hold on, I might have. No, they're new head bolts. I'm sorry, I'm lied. New head bolts, but this is very rough, very rough. And the car, I painted it myself. I mean, it's always sat inside somewhere versus where it's at now, which is a carport. And it's not the prettiest, but as long as it runs decently. I mean, I get it together and it makes 600 horsepower. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Although, you know, this 1,000 is the new 500. You know, for some people, that's not the case for me. I don't need it to make 1,000 horsepower right now. Right now. But yeah, 4L80E is what was in it. We're going 400 turbo Hughes built. It's a Hughes built transmission. It can withstand 1,200 horse. The transmission can. That's what it was built for. And then we got, of course, this 6.0. So wiring and plumbing, and we're gonna be in traffic. Like I said, it's running. We're gonna be in the traffic. So there's so much more that needs to happen. That, you know, if I had some tools, I'd pull this downpipe off because I see something I don't like. It's hitting the spark plug wire, and then just start all over for real. Start all over. But there she is in her glory. My 600 horsepower turbo bill. 600 horsepower turbo bill. '03, 2004, 6.0. Borg Warner S475, 706 heads, sloppy stage 2 cam, pack 12 springs, 102 millimeter throttle body, Siemens Deca 80s. Siemens Deca 80 from injectors. Siemens Deca 80 injectors. Rear end. We've got a 8.5 with full spool or limited slip. No, posi. You Eaton 410 gears, Eaton 411 gears, something to that effect. 411 to 410 with they 30 spline. They may be 28 spline. Either 28 or 30 spline axles. That's what we have out back. Like I said, we just want to get in traffic. Now, if it does a burnout or two, which it will, we know it will, because we've done them on 30s, we've done them on 28s, and that's naturally aspirated. This is turbo. So, watch and see. It will do it. Y'all just stay tuned, man. I know this has been a long process. I don't work on it as much as I should, but I'm definitely going to get started on it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this inner fender out. I might pull them both out, to be honest. Pull this inner fender out because anybody know anything about turbos, they generate heat. And as they generate heat, you want to get the heat out of the engine bay. So if I remove that inner fender, that would help. That would help. So, you know, I was trying to get some more extra parts. I was talking to another individual on YouTube about some parts, and we never could link up, so no big deal. I'll get them later. I don't need them right now anyway. I'll get some somewhere. I want to go ahead and go with a cowl hood, of course, and then get this interior done, a top put on. I mean, thing is, me and the guy with the top, we've already talked. I should have done dropped it off to him already. 4.8 flat top piston motor. There. 6.2. 5.3. And these don't have no heads on them. I do have heads, but they just don't have none on them. 706 heads or 862 is what's going to go on here. Actually, the heads that were on this are on this. The cam that was in this is in this. So yeah, man. And then the kicker is I got a motor that's a 4-digit motor. So, you know, this is just to play with. This is to have something to have some fun with. I want to learn my Terminator with this engine and then go from there. The 6.2, of course, we already discussed what was going to happen with it. The plan is to stick it in the white box Chevy, 823 heads, square port. The kicker is, if I can find another set of these, I'd pull these 706s off and I go with a set of square ports. The only problem we have with changing out the square port, you know, square port, they say, and rectangular port make more power, but my intake right here is a cathedral. I don't want to go buy another cathedral or another intake, man. So I would probably have to run the adapters, you know, go from square to cathedral or cathedral to square, however they do it, and make it work. You know what I'm saying? Make that work, you know, just go from square to cathedral. 823, I would love to. I'd love to go ahead and swap the heads out for, on my other engine, that's what it's going to get. You know, there's no ifs and buts about it, man. They're going to get the square ports, so chances are I'm going to have to change intakes anyway. No big deal. It is what it is. I will get this thing going by the end of the summer, Lord willing. Sorry about that, y'all. And we're going to be in the traffic, man. Wheels, I think I'm going to pull the wheels off. These are the wheels that are, I want direct bolt zones. I am running adapters. And I don't like adapters. When you're trying to make power, you don't want adapters, man. You don't want adapters. You want you don't want adapters. I want to say I got a set of heads in the trunk of this car. Because I got like I said, my other 6.0, and which means, you know, you can turn the power up on them just a little bit more than you can supposedly on these motors here, which is the Gen 3 style motors, what they say. So you can't turn the power up on them. I don't know. People's made this power with them. All I'm trying to do is, like I said, six possibly. Possibly 6. We're gonna call it 6. And so I can have me some fun, y'all. And best believe, I'm gonna have some fun. Best believe I'm gonna have some fun. And my motor's built for me. My car is built for me. You know what I'm saying? You got your opinion of how this should be done, that should be done, and when it should be done, and how it should be done. Appreciate it. But again, like I said, this is a build for me. And possibly I can help somebody along the way, man. I mean, I'm not no guru at this. I'm learning just like others, man. But the 600 horsepower build, man. You want to go over it again? Would y'all like to go over it again? My 600 horsepower build, my possibly 600 horsepower build, turbo build. No, it's not naturally aspirated turbo build. Granted, we could probably make more power than that. I'm just saying 500, 600, because that was my goal last time, and I ended up making almost 800. You know what I mean? So, sloppy stage 2 cam, 706 heads, pack 1218 springs, Borg Warner S475. Cathedral port, sheet metal, intake, 102 millimeter throttle body, stock bottom end, stock rod, stock everything. This motor is said to have 190,000 miles on it. There's no proof. I don't know, man. Like I said, this engine, to be honest, y'all, this is my first swap I've ever done. Ever. So, with that being the first swap I've ever done, now we're going to take that and turn it into a turbo build. I think I'm pretty pumped. Pretty pumped myself. Hughes built TH400, reverse pattern, and what else? 3400 stall converter. Yeah. So she should move, man. We should make some power somewhere. I don't know where, but we should make some power somewhere. We'll see. We shall see. Hey, man, I don't know if y'all enjoyed this video. If not, thumbs it up. I didn't have to go with the S475. I could have went with the GT45, and it probably would have helped me out. You know, it was less turbo lag. You know what I'm saying? Smaller housing, all that stuff. Probably would have been better for this build. Why? Because we're not trying to knock it out the park. By no means. We're just trying to have a little street something with a little 600 horsepower, man. You know what I mean? There's no competition here. You know what I mean? I'm my competition with myself, straight up. You know, I have a set goal to make a horsepower number, and that's where we at with it. You know, 6 and some change on this motor, it's on the other, and anything else after is like, it's a plus. You know what I mean? You know, so we're gonna do the thing, man. Of course, you know, we still got stuff going on at the shop. Those builds are definitely coming along. A lot of idle time, man. And that idle time is not due to anybody but my work schedule. So, and I don't like the idle time. The idle time is killing me, man. But we're gonna get back to it, man. We'll chime back in once we get a little further on these different builds, man.